Welcome back to Two for Classics, a classic movie review podcast. My name is Liliana.
I'm Sam.
And for this week's movie, we have watched Strangers on a Train. This movie is so good. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it. As far as the director is, of course, Alfred Hitchcock. It was released in 1951 in the U.S. And this is has a lot of romance, but I would say it's more of a psychological thriller. It was filmed in New York, Connecticut, Washington, and some parts in California.
Are you talking about on a set? Right, they have their backlots.
No, actually, that's a good question. When in California, they used it was a ranch in Canoga Park.
Oh, way out
And
there.
that was the last scene of the movie.
Oh, with the fairgrounds. Okay.
It was in Canoga Park. Yeah. So this movie was actually, it came from a book that was written in 1950 by Patricia Highsmith. And she sold the rights to Hitchcock.
To make the film. The filming rights.
Yeah. So this is an original movie, so it's not a remake.
Is the book by the same name?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And we have the cast. Let's talk a little bit about the cast. We have Robert Wagner as Bruno, and he also made a movie called The Clock with Katharine Hepburn, and of course, who doesn't know who she is? We have Farley Granger as Guy Haynes. Actually, Haynes, right?
Haynes. well, no, his name is Guy Haynes.
His character name is Guy Haynes.
Yeah. Okay. Not Haynes.
Haynes. That's terrible. And he did a movie called Rope with James Stewart. We also have Ruth Roman as Anne Morton, and she plays Guy's character, love interest. We have Patricia Hitchcock as Barbara Morton, and she plays Ruth's younger sister. And yes, you heard the last name. Patricia is Hitchcock's only daughter. Oh. And I heard that even though everybody knew this was his daughter, he didn't, he wasn't like playing favorites. He really told everybody, treat her as a regular actor. And don't give her any kind of favoritism because she's my daughter.
When we saw it, I didn't know that was his kid.
Yes.
That was his daughter. It wasn't until afterwards that you made that comment.
Mm-hmm.
And I immediately knew who it was because of the way that she looks, right? She's very pretty, but you can kind of see the Sims, and also her role. She's very important, but she really did a good job. I would say this. It wasn't a nepotism role. She worked for that role.
She worked. And she went on to, she had a pretty good career, as far as she did. She was in many, many movies, in many of his movies, but on her own, I think she also wrote a couple of scripts for the stage. So yeah, she had a pretty good full career.
Okay.
So, tell us a little bit about the movie.
So here's your spoiler-free summary. Guy Haynes, an up-and-coming tennis player, finds himself on a train to Metcalfe to visit his wife about a possible divorce. On this day, though, he happens to encounter someone who recognizes him. Bruno Antony, a pushy and arrogant character who seems to know quite a bit about Guy's private life. After luring Guy to his private car for lunch, Bruno speaks about how his rich father is preventing him from living his life the way he wants, and how he has wanted him gone. Here then, Bruno lays out his proposition. The perfect murder. To avoid incrimination, two strangers who wish to rid their lives of someone could simply switch murders. Being a sane person, Guy leaves the train not agreeing to Bruno's plans and visits his wife, Miriam, at her employment. Here we finally see the real issue of Guy's love life. A cheating wife who wishes to trap him with another man's child because she refuses for anyone to leave her. He leaves infuriated to speak to Anne, the daughter of a senator and current love interest. Little does he know, Bruno is about to take matters into his own hands.
And boy, does he.
Wow. It is, this movie's, I really like this movie. This is definitely, I kind of went into this thinking, oh, it's going to be all right. It's going to be a good watch. I really like this one. It keeps you engaged the entire way through.
Yes. So since it's our part 1, we're not going to spoil anything, but it's it started out kind of slow for me.
Really?
Yeah. It started kind of slow for me.
I thought they jumped right in with
no,
the train.
I mean, yeah, but it was sort of like, where is this going? Even though I knew the title and I heard about the movie. I've never seen it. This is my first time watching it.
Okay, for both of us then.
And so it started out slow, and you're kind of like, okay, I don't see, but then
I didn't really think
after I'm gonna say that after a good 10 minutes, then this is going somewhere.
Really?
Because you know how we have, of course, Bruno and Guy talking in the train, right?
I thought that was engaging from the beginning because he starts talking.
I mean, it was interesting, but I thought it was going a little. That's what I thought. But then he kind of, after, like, when he starts sort of pushing to the idea of, okay.
I thought the pacing was actually very consistently pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. Then it picked up.
For you.
For me. And then after that, it was fine.
Okay. If you like detective-y stuff and mysteries, from the beginning, you have to start paying attention.
Yeah.
From the very beginning, because even something that I didn't even think about until way after the film was over, about something at the beginning of the movie, came back to me. It's one of those.
Yeah. So Robert Walker, who plays Bruno, which is this psycho guy who...
He's a psycho. He
tries to convince, Guy, to the tennis player.
Oh.
To
that was a good. Oh my goodness, my phone went off because we have my alarm to wake up on a Saturday morning at 7 a.m.
Okay, so we have. I was talking about Robert Walker, who plays Bruno.
Yes.
He just, I mean, since the beginning, you kind of pick up where something's wrong with this guy. Like, he doesn't disappoint. He's good from the beginning to the very end. He starts
as this very bizarre character. This guy's kind of he starts off as a businessman almost. Oh yeah, I know who you are. Hey, let's get together. Let's have lunch. Kind of like that. Very pushy, very want to get their way. And it isn't until he starts talking about his childhood and then you start saying, okay, whoa. Something's wrong here.
Well, yeah, he opens up to he opens up to Guy really quick, talking about, well, he's saying that because he's trying to convince Guy that that he wants his father dead. Bruno wants his father dead. So he's trying to convince Guy. They want to switch up, right? Pretty much.
Well, Bruno wants them to
Bruno wants to switch. Bruno's trying to convince Guy. Look, I know your wife is really like giving you a hard time, right? Mm-hmm. And I know that you have a girlfriend, right? Mm. And so, and then he tells him, and my father, I hate him. So why don't we switch? I take care of you. I get rid of your wife. You get rid of my dad. So he kind of proposes this horrible plan. And then he's like, okay, this is not a bad thing. So he's trying to make it, no, this is not a bad thing. This is good for everybody. But
he doesn't see, he talks about it so like it's just a regular conversation.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother him.
It doesn't. It's a normal thing. And Guy, which I thought, which I was started thinking. I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm thinking, okay, he's listening. He's listening. He's like,
I think he was
listening.
just entertaining him.
Yes, you did
That's-
say that.
Yeah. Because he's clearly seeing that this guy doesn't have all the screws. you
Yeah.
know. And he just wanted to get out of there. And he goes, yeah, you're what does he say?
Because-
your ideas are good or your ideas are bad. He's just trying to get out of there.
Bruno says, do you think my idea is good? This is a good idea. And Guy says,
Yeah, it's a good-
because he's trying to get rid of
but
him.
he says it almost condescendingly.
But Bruno doesn't pick up on that.
Well,
I
I
think
don't.
Guys agrees.
Which a lot of people like that, they usually like their brains.
You mean
work
crazy
different.
people?
Yeah, crazy people. They don't understand like sarcasm. Sometimes they take it literally. It depends because their brains are wired
Yeah.
a little different.
So you thought that the movie
I thought the pacing was good.
So you can describe what thing that universally you learned from this movie.
Universally?
It's universal. Okay, let
What?
me let me say that something again. So what's one thing that you learned from this movie that you think that it could be universal, that everybody
Don't
should
trust crazy people.
Yeah, don't the stranger danger thing. But like you said, sometimes we meet people and we say hello and we engage into conversations. But I think that for me, and this is what I learned is, if you meet a stranger and you get into a conversation, if you have this thing that there's something wrong with this person, I say walk away.
Guy couldn't really walk away because they were on a train, right? He couldn't really leave. It was
He could have gone to a different
Not
part
really.
of the train. I'm sorry.
Even he asked, I want to have lunch in the dining car, and the waiter or the person that worked on the train, I think it was a waiter, right, said that they were booked, that they were full, and then it wouldn't be for another hour or whatever until he could eat or
yeah,
go
but
over
what
there.
I'm saying
So
is,
he was trying to get away.
no, he
but
went to
then-
Bruno's cabin.
Well, Bruno offered.
Guy
He's like,
went to Bruno's cabin.
yeah, because Bruno apparently has his own
That's what I'm
private
saying.
cabin.
A universal thing is, be careful with strangers.
If you
That's what I learned from this movie.
don't
Be
go
careful
into strangers' private cabins
anywhere.
anywhere. That you
Private
you
home.
don't need, you barely know this person's name. And Bruno knew too much about him. Like all this stuff. I wouldn't have trusted that.
That's the other thing. That should have been.
Major
I mean,
red
the
flag.
red flags went up right away, and I feel like
Bad
Bruno.
vibes.
He kind of picked up on something, but he should have been more careful with it.
Oh, Guy learns
Yeah.
that lesson very quickly.
Okay, so one of the characters that was introduced right off, like within the 10 minutes of the movie, is Miriam's, which is Miriam is Guy's
Current wife. And we're going to talk about her now because talking about her now, her role in the movie is pretty much just in the very, very beginning. And it kind of is the chain reaction that sets off the rest of the movie. Right?
Yeah.
So she's not a good person. Let's start off with that. She is very arrogant, thinks exceedingly highly of herself. And just, you don't want to be around this person. And she wanted to get a divorce early because she cheated on him and she wanted the divorce. And he was still, with his career, he didn't want to give it to her. Because back in the day, they were going back and forth. So she kept cheating on him. He goes to do his tennis stuff, meets a cute girl, falls in love. His wife likes him. And then he's like, okay, I'll come with the money to pay the divorce lawyer and we'll get a divorce. And now she's here telling him, oh, I'm pregnant and nobody knows. And I'm just going to say it's yours and I'm not giving you the divorce. And she takes the money, by the way. She takes the money. She's smart enough to take the money from him in public.
Yeah.
And then have an argument with him without people knowing what it was about. So Guy is put in a very difficult position. He's kind of trapped by her.
Well, because look, we hear first about Miriam and when Bruno is talking to Guy in the train, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Bruno apparently we find out later he found everything about Guy. He
Mhm.
knows. So he knows about Miriam. He knows Miriam doesn't want to divorce Guy. Then we see this Miriam character.
Well, I don't
And
know if he does. He knows about the not wanting to divorce him. I just know he mentions that they're having difficulties.
Oh no, Bruno knows.
Does he? I don't remember him saying that.
Yeah, I think he mentions that. Yeah.
I don't remember, but that was okay.
But anyway, so she, you know, when you first see her, she gives you this like, oh, she looks very sort of meek,
dowdy.
Yeah,
I think.
And then she starts talking.
Very quickly changes.
And you see a whole different character. You're like, oh, she's a strong-willed, person. Very selfish, self-centered. And I'm not going to give you a divorce. And she takes the money from Guy.
And then tells him that. And
then also suggests that she's going to tell everybody that she's pregnant. And that is Guy's child. And so now he's, like you said, he is sort of trapped. Like, what am I going to... Because he knows that child's not his.
Yeah. And then you're thinking, oh, well, maybe they can work it. I thought that. When he left, I'm thinking, maybe... I know he likes this other girl that supposedly he's with, but maybe they can work it out. I know sometimes you just have to deal with it. And then in the next scene, you see Miriam... Or in a couple scenes after, you see Miriam... going to the fair with two guys that are pretty much, taking her on a date. Two men at the same time. Yeah. They don't know she's pregnant. They make a comment of like, oh man, you eat so much. Yeah. Right? But even when she's with them, when she notices someone else taking an interest in her, she's interested.
So yeah, she's pregnant. She's married.
Out with two
She's
guys.
out with two men.
In public.
And then, she sees another guy, which is Bruno, goes over there to follow her, take an interest, like you said, is looking at her. She thinks that Bruno is flirting with her. Like he's interested in her.
Because in her world, no man, she says no man has left me or no man.
She has this idea that every guy wants her.
Yeah. And then no man leaves her. She leaves men.
Yes. She says the same.
So, oh my.
And then now you're thinking, okay, now I know why a guy wants to divorce you.
Yeah.
Because, she's just so selfish and self-centered.
Yeah.
But anyway, I did like her character though. In this movie. I mean, I think she did really, really good.
The actress did a very good job of making me hate this person.
Yes. If you hated her, she did a
good job.
Okay, so we're left with
a rating.
They go So Bruno, Miriam, and these two guys are at the fair.
Oh, you want to just...
No, what happens next? We'll talk about it.
Oh.
We'll talk about it in part 2.
Or you can watch it and come back and listen to it.
We do want you to watch this movie. It's really good. Like we always said about the movies, but it's just every movie brings something different, and this one definitely keeps, it just doesn't stop. It just keeps you interested in, and you want to see what happens next. Happens next?
I'll say this. I'm always very conservative with my rating when I like movies, right? If I really like a movie, I'll say we'll give it like an 8.5, because there's always room for improvement. This is definitely in the 9s. This is definitely up there because I was engaged all the way through to the very, very end. What an ending. You guys, if you watch it for nothing else but that ending, the ending is the greatest payoff. I loved it.
Yeah. I'm going to say an 8.
An 8. Yes. That's fair.
And then I will tell you why I said an 8 when we do part 2. But still, an 8 is really, really good.
Yes.
Yes.
So please watch the movie if you have the time, or even or come back and watch or listen to our second podcast, and maybe you'll also be interested in watching it afterwards.
Yeah. Go watch the movie. Come back for part 2. If you don't watch the movie, that's okay too.
Come back
and
please, subscribe.
Listen to part 2. And please subscribe to our channel.
What is it? The usual like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
If you've made it this far, please.
And if you made it this far, thank you.
All right. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.